Hello YouTube. So I want to make this video about an interesting thought that I had last night. See, I was rereading 1107 so I could try to make some theories on just like some small form things so I could put up on TikTok, which you should go check out. It's just the same name here. Hopefully I'll try to get it in a link so it's easier to get to. But if you don't, whatever, just forget about it, right? All you got to do is watch this video because this is going to go over in detail. And it's an odd thought. See, when I got to the very end, we see Caribou and him saying, "I will join the Blackbeards," blah blah blah, that whole thing. Went over it last time. And it made me think of Snake, right? Like, you're such a snake. And then I thought One Piece Snake, and it made me think of course, Alabasta, and of course, Amazon Lily, the two snake nations we know of so far. And the very random thought to just think of those two. But then when I thought of those two together, it made me think of another part. It made me think of Nefertari D. Lily, who, for anyone who doesn't know, Nefertari D. Lily was the original leader of Alabasta. She was the queen of Alabasta 800 years ago, when there were 20 world nobles on the revelry, at the revelry on Marie-Joie, deciding to become celestial nobles and live on the Red Line. Except Lily said no, she does not want to move and become a celestial noble and live up here like the rest of them. She's going to continue to live at Alabasta. So she refuses, and she does not give a weapon. So in that throne where there's all those weapons on the ground dug in from the 20 world nobles, there is none from Lily, as she said no. Except when she tried to return to Alabasta, she couldn't. As she was going there, she unfortunately just never made it home. Whether or not that means she died is unknown, although that is what was heavily speculated. Although there is also my thought here that perhaps instead of dying, she might have gotten shipwrecked somewhere else. Presumably, she wouldn't be the only person on that ship. She would have to have a bodyguard. As we see typically at revelries, there is a bodyguard or two for every single world noble, for every single nobility who goes there. And obviously, unless one of them is a captain who can drive a ship, they would also need a whole entire pirate crew, not pirate crew, but a whole entire crew. You would need a ship captain at minimum. You wouldn't necessarily need anything else, but who else is going to drive, right? You would need your shipwright, or not your shipwright, your navigator, your steerer. So already there would have to be several people on this boat with her. So if they had crash landed somewhere, per se on an island that already has snakes, something they're very naturally attuned to, coming from their natural habit. Of course, this one is a jungle and not a desert, so there's a difference there. But as they go and they start having kids and start having new generations, they find an odd problem. They can only have females, which really means that for future generations, they're going to have to start leaving and bringing in males, or they're going to have to go and get pregnant elsewhere and come back here. Either way. But as a result of all these females and the island seemingly only being able to give birth to females, they decide to honor their queen, who at this time could be dead from age or could have died from the shipwreck, or perhaps is still alive. They decide to honor her and name the island after her, as well as after the seeming curse or blessing, however you want to see it, that the island has of only female birth, and name the island Amazon Lily. Seeing as there's a connection in name, and obviously I'm fully creating this, but just on evidence and stuff that we found in the actual story, these are the connections that I'm making. So yes, you can easily disprove them, but at the same time, you can't really disprove them because there is no evidence for or against them. It's just, a theory. That's kind of how they work, right? But this isn't the only similarity. See, yes, there is the name of Lily, and she could have been the original ruler, or it could have been somebody who looked up to her who could have given the name. But then there's, the connection of snakes, and then there's the odd connection of the D. See, we have Nefertari D. Lily. She could have been on that island, and if it wasn't her who actually founded Amazon Lily, it could have been somebody who looked up to Nefertari D. Lily, or who loved Nefertari D. Lily. And I make so much emphasis on this D part because we know so little about Amazon Lily, but one thing we do know is the empresses. We know of 3 of them. And we'll start with Gloriosa, who we now know as Elder Nyan. She's the little old lady who is like an advisor to Hancock, who's kind of helped her out so far, and was the first empress. And something we know of her is that she was also part of the Rox pirate, Rox D. Zabek. And then we move on to Shaky, the second empress, who leaves and is married to Silver's Rayleigh, who is the right hand of Gold D. Roger. And then we go on to Boa Hancock, and who I need to mention who she's infatuated with? I will. It's Monkey D. Luffy. There seems to be this odd connection between all three of these empresses and somebody of the D-Clan, if not 100% direct, which in the case of Shaky, she doesn't have a direct connection, she is only, indirect because of Rayleigh, but there's still this whole thing with that, as well as the time that she was chased by Garp when she was a pirate, so Monkey D. Garp there. But there's these connections that each empress has had to a member of the D-Clan, whether or not they know it, because this is something that they just kind of know as an empress, they know something of the D-Clan that other people don't, or if there's just an innate connection to the D-Clan because of their original mother, because of the original empress, Nefertari D. Lily. You get the name of the island with the curse or the blessing or just the effect of the island only giving birth to females. That gives the island's name. You have the connection of snakes, which is just superficial, but when you have two nations that are so heavily correlated to snakes, it's hard not to draw connections to them. And then when you have the D-Clan correlation of seemingly every empress having something to do with someone of the D-Clan, maybe not they are a D-Clan, but they want somebody with the D-Clan, or they know of the D-Clan. There's always a connection with it. So perhaps it's because Nefertari D. Lily founded or was worshipped by the people of Amazon Lily to a degree that they decided to have always have a powerful female leader. There's always a connection to the D-Clan from what we've seen, and the naming of it. There's just so many superficial connections, yes, so much just coincidences, but when you add everyone up, all of them up together, and you put all of it in one blob, it kind of comes out as a good theory, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think, like and or dislike, depending on your viewpoint or whatever you want to do. And if you want to continue seeing videos like this, then consider subscribing, as hopefully I'll be getting 2 or 3 theory type videos out a week, whether or not they're going to be about One Piece or any other anime that I feel like watching. That is to be determined. Another thing about this theory, I'm not necessarily saying that Nefertari line and like the Hancock sisters are related or the Boa sisters are related. I'm just saying that there may be that because Nefertari D. Lily could have been the founder of Amazon Lily, but that does not mean that Hancock and Vivi are related in some way, just that their islands are. But yeah, just want to clear that up so if there's any confusion. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, follow, give me your attention.